Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly Fortune Tellers Wrestling Show. This is our Raw and Smackdown review-ish with, I'm your host, Teebs, and here I have with me Juffles and our special guest again, Don. He was on our show like two or three months ago. Yeah.
3 months ago. I forget how long it's been.
He was here a long time ago, but yeah, it's March 23rd, 2019, and what's up?
Not much. Just enjoying a weekend here, in sunny Central Florida.
The sun's still out?
No, it's not. No, the sun is not still out. No, it is later in the day. But yeah, it was a good day. I'm excited to talk about some wrestling.
I mean, I'm glad you're excited.
You know what I'm excited for, though? Corbin versus Angle at Mania, but we'll get to that.
I mean, listen, I got something to say. Okay. Unacceptable. Because I don't know what it is with you and memes, Eric.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know if you like these horrible wrestlers just for the meme of it.
Hey,
I'm serious.
whoa.
I have no idea what your deal is, man.
I think he likes dumpster fires.
Dumpster fire.
Like John Cena's Instagram post.
Oh yeah, did you see that, Eric?
No, I didn't.
He freaking, after Corbin was announced to be Angle's opponent at Mania, the backlash was huge, right? I guess it was actually the plan all along, and it wasn't a work and everything. But John Cena took to Instagram after all this, holding up it was a picture of a fan at a house show, I guess.
Yeah.
And the fan was holding up a sign that said Baron Corbin is a dumpster fire.
And he's wearing a Carmella hat.
Well, I mean, we could talk about John Cena and Carmella.
I mean, that was a rumor like months ago, wasn't it?
And there's like a 2% chance that Baron Corbin versus Angle's will work, and it's going to be someone else.
Oh, I read that this was actually the plan all along.
Yeah, I'm hearing these are the plans all that are set in stone.
Like, how could you actually believe that Corbin versus Angle was going to be a good idea? How did they not think that it was gonna go down well?
I'm sure Angle's cringing as he's not listening to this.
I bet you Angle was so like freaking disappointed when he had to utter announcing Corbin as his opponent at Mania.
Yep.
I mean, it could be worse. He could be wrestling Jinder Mahal and losing his final match. So,
anything could be worse. He could be losing to freaking, Zach Gowen.
Zach Gowen. Wow, that's a name that I've never heard in years.
Yeah.
Remember those matches he had with Brock Lesnar?
Oh wait, no. What was the guy's name? Nathan Jones. Was that it?
It doesn't sound familiar to be honest.
The dude who was supposed to tag team with Undertaker against Big Show and A-Train, but he was so green that they wouldn't let him in the ring.
I don't know this one.
Oh, is that what made that a handicap match?
Yeah.
Wow. Was that the guy who came in and made the save at the end?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
It is.
Yeah, I know who that is then. I didn't know him enough to remember his name, but Didn't Ric Flair make an appearance in that match, or am I thinking of something else?
I honestly don't remember. Did you know that is my first ever WrestleMania that I've ever watched? Was the WrestleMania 19?
Really? Did you watch it live?
Yes, I did.
Wow, you watched it on pay-per-view.
Yeah, on pay-per-view. I was a young old kid.
You were a young Mark.
Yeah, young Mark. I can't remember. I don't think I even remember any of the wrestlers. Like, I don't remember their name. Like, I didn't know like them at the time. Like, I think I just like my uncle just brought me over to like his buddy's house and was like, "Oh, I know you like watching wrestling sometimes. Just come over and we'll watch WrestleMania." And it was like I was like wide eyed, and I was like, "Oh my god, what is this? There's pay-per-views."
Was that what Mania was it again? What'd you say? 18?
19.
19. I'm trying to remember what was on that card. Although
I got this.
Oh yeah, that was the one. Yeah, that was the one where Brock Lesnar almost broke his neck on a shooting star press, right?
Yes, against Kurt Angle.
Yeah, against Kurt Angle. It all comes full circle. That's right. Yeah. Wow. What a man.
Oof.
I wasn't even watching wrestling by that time. It was 2003.
Oh yeah, it was Angle and Lesnar.
I started watching wrestling 2008.
Funny how he breaks his neck at Safeco Field.
Oof.
Safe. He needed a safe word. Freaking though. Speaking of breaking necks and shit. I wanted to break my neck after I watched this Raw though, because Don, you watched Raw. You don't get to watch Raw very often.
Nope.
What did you say? What do you think? Waste of 3 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like the opening bit was kind of.
Yeah, the opening was fine.
The opening was actually. This was in Chicago, and Chicago was like, this crowd was great.
Yeah.
And the Chicago crowds are always good, but like, this crowd was probably the best thing about the show. They were loud and they were up for everything in this show, but sadly, how sometimes shows and TV series have filler episodes that don't really do much at all except just fill time, and this was exactly that, because this show was like nothing, and it was pretty just looking through all the matches and everything and all the segments on it was like, it just oozed a freaking nothing,
I agree.
And I just want to say, and compared to SmackDown, which SmackDown, for all intents and purposes this week, should have been just the end of that part of the storyline, but it's continuing, and I'll honestly say, like, I want Kofi to win, and I'm behind Kofi, but it's getting tiresome.
It's getting tiresome. I will explain though. I just want to quickly. I remember last week, Eric, we said quickly go over Raw,
and then we ended up going 4 hours.
I ended up going 4 hours. But honestly, there was nothing on this show. Freaking Paul Heyman and Brock opened the show. Paul Heyman cut his normal ass promo like always. I know I say that every week, but it was literally the same promo, honestly. Drew McIntyre actually came out.
Yep.
And he went on talking about it's great to be respected and whatever. And Seth came out, hit Drew with a chair, because Seth was going to face Drew McIntyre on this show. And he beat Drew's ass with a chair because of what he did to Roman last week. And as we all know, judging from that one fan's post, it's real. Drew McIntyre legitimately attacked Roman. It wasn't a word. He attacked him. I love WWE fans that think it's real. It's great.
I think that one fan from the Raw me and Eric went to back in 2015 is transcending beyond our belief.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't mean that when I say I love those fans, I don't mean that in like a snarky way either. I think it's actually like cool that there's actually still fans that think it's real,
Yeah.
It's actually fun to see people getting worked, and I like how people use if you go on the Squared Circle subreddit, people always use getting worked as like an insult, You just got worked so hard, bud. It's like, okay, well, isn't that kind of the whole point?
Yeah.
Wrestling, to get worked. I don't see
you're doing good.
Exactly. Like, that's like calling somebody a mark. It's like, well, aren't you a mark too? What do you watch the show for if you're not a mark?
Yeah.
I mean,
are you even a fan?
Yeah. I try to get worked, but I work myself into a shoot, brother.
Don't work. Good night, jabroni marks. Don't work yourself into a shoot, brother.
That's not even. I don't even think that's the quote. I'm gonna actually hold on. I have it saved on my my phone.
Of course
Whenever
you do.
Whenever I need it.
You know what I need to have saved on my phone? Steiner math.
I have it. The tweet is, "Good night, Hulkamaniacs and jabroni marks without a life that don't know it. Don't know it's a work when you work a work and work yourself into a shoot, Marks." That is Peak Hogan. I wonder if that tweet is still up, actually. I wonder if he deleted that. But yeah, that was the opener. The crowd was pretty hot for it.
Yeah.
I had no problems with it. It set up the match later in the night.
Yeah.
And then we immediately freaking got off on the wrong foot because up next was Finn Balor and Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. And
Michael Cole just has to ruin everything.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Because it was like a mystery partner. That's right. Finn Balor's partner was supposed to be a mystery. It was like who's Balor's partner going to be against Lashley and Lio, and
Cole, Lashley and Rush.
Yeah, and I don't know who tipped off Cole, but Cole knew because he said, "I guarantee his partner will be monstrous." I'm like, how do you know who? Well, first of all, how do you know who it is if it's supposed to be a mystery? And second of all, why did you just ruin the surprise for everyone? You know,
did anyone even believe that it was going to be anyone not named Braun Strowman?
I mean, I thought it was going to be someone like freaking
Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Eric thought it was going to be Sami Zayn, and then you changed it to Gargano, right?
Gargano, yeah.
Or was that Don? Somebody said something.
It was probably Eric.
Yeah, and I mean, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Instead, we had to, I don't know. I'm so cooled off on Braun right now.
I feel like Gargano's on the shelf because of Ciampa's injury right now. Unless they find a singles story from on the main roster.
Well, I mean, without getting, I mean, I spoiled this for.
I'm caught up on NXT. If that's what.
Okay. Well, I mean, I spoiled this for Trenton, but Gargano attacked Ciampa after their match.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so I think they're kind of
to attack him. Ciampa went to attack Gargano, and Gargano was like one step ahead of him and countered it, and then he left him laying. And now Ciampa's not the title holder anymore of the NXT Championship.
Yep.
So it fucking sucks because I actually really like Ciampa. He's one of my favorites, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt, even if I really disliked him. You know what I mean? I don't want to see Corbin get injured. You know what I mean? I'm not a hate-filled person unless it's like freaking gender. I'm just kidding.
Excuse you.
Unless it's friggin' who do we rag on all the time?
It's Corbin.
Who do we rag on the most, do you think? Because I'm pretty sure even the person I rag on the most, I don't want to see get hurt.
Yeah. I don't know. We kind of, I mean, you rag on No Way Jose a lot.
No Way Jose?
No way.
When have I ever ragged on No Way Jose?
Today.
I haven't heard about this.
I haven't either. This is the first time hearing. Well, I wasn't ragging on him earlier. If nobody is aware, and I know nobody is aware because we never give up our text conversations, but WWE had a house show in, actually, funnily enough, Trenton, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And EC3 lost to No Way Jose. And I was complaining about it to Eric, as if it means anything. It's a house show, but
our good friend Sammy, classic Sonic fan, would say, "What the frick?"
Who?
It's a cringe person.
Okay, that'll be something that I have to send to you later.
Okay.
What the frick?
Is that the kid who has a really high pitched voice and
he's got like the whole Sonic thing?
What's his name again?
Sammy, classic Sonic fan.
Yeah, is he the kid with the glasses and he has all the figurines and?
Yes, I think that's exactly.
Is he the actions and consequences guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen him. I know who that is.
For a second, I thought he was describing Grimm.
Oh no, not Grimm's Toy Show.
What else are we gonna put over for review Raw?
Oh yeah, for Raw. Shit. I forgot about that.
Before we put over more channels.
Yeah, right.
Not that Grimm needs more putting over.
I mean, fucking, I want to see Corbin versus a Grimm now. I'd rather see Grimm versus Angle at Mania.
I'm sure Grimm would love to do the job.
Well, you know what? My philosophy on farewell matches is that the person going away shouldn't win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's against a guy that's like pretty much the same age, because I guess it doesn't really matter at that point. But like, you always put over the young upstart talent when you go out.
Put over Baron Corbin.
Put over Baron Corbin though? Nah. That's lame.
You can't. You couldn't have Corbin wrestle him on Raw this weekend and hey, I'm gonna wrestle Chad Gable at Mania.
You know what's funny? We could just get into that easily. Just glossing over the shit that happened. Alexa and Elias had a freaking moment of bliss segment. No Way Jose's conga line interrupted, and then No Way Jose beat up Elias. But then Elias won the match they had. So who cares about that? Oh yeah, did you guys see No Way Jose's new hair?
Yeah.
It was like green braids.
It's Ezekiel Elliott with green hair.
I never.
Ezekiel Elliott, damn.
If you don't know, just look up a picture of Ezekiel Elliott and then look up a picture of No Way Jose. Tell me who looks like who.
You remember when No Way Jose was getting cheered a lot in NXT?
Yep.
Rip. Oh yeah, so here is where we get to Corbin and Angle. Yeah. Friggin' this crowd was hot to see what Angle was going to who he was going to say as who he was going to reveal as his opponent.
Oh, and you know who exactly they wanted too. Yeah,
because they chanted for him.
They thought it was going to be Cena. And then he had said it was Corbin, and you could have heard a pin drop in that crowd. Actually, I can't say that because the crowd was still kind of loud and everything. But sometimes you can tell when a crowd is kind of like defeated. You can hear you can hear defeat in their chants and like reactions. That's what this was, and it sucks. That's always a depressing sound. And he's been doing this farewell tour. He's been wrestling every single Raw that he's been on for the past 2 weeks now.
Yep.
And he's been facing people that like look up to him, and I guess who he wants to face. So who did he face 2 weeks ago? He was in
a 6-man tag 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that was right. That's right. Last week
was at that Raw. Yeah, last week was Apollo.
Yeah, and if nobody knows, Apollo is like a really big fan of Kurt, and it was like a big honor for him. And this week he faced off against Chad Gable, and I thought, hot damn, that's a pretty good match, to be honest. Even if Kurt really can't go at it a whole lot anymore, but this was like a good match, but it was
Does anyone? Yeah, just this is a quick question. Does anyone else feel that they kind of just like did absolutely nothing with Kurt Angle the entire time they had him?
I agree.
Yeah, he was GM, and
I mean, like, I understand, like he can't really do much, but like, it's like, okay, so
he had no title or anything. They got like a mid card push or anything.
I mean, I kind of understand that, but I mean, like, they didn't make him feel important.
No,
and that's like that's like even if because I mean, obviously, there's two wildly different situations, but with Sting. Like you felt the gravity of Sting when he was there, but like you didn't feel that Kurt Angle was important when he was there, which is like kind of sad.
He was just GM.
It's just like, okay, you're in the Hall of Fame now. Now, want to be on TV for a year?
Honestly, I wish they would have done all this before he got put into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
and not to mention, the crowd, as you said, were chanting. A Chicago crowd of all crowds was chanting, "We want Cena" during this match, which is a shame because it sucks for poor Chad Gable. And Angle, of course, won with the ankle lock, and Corbin came out. He said that it's going to be your last match, Kurt. And I was like, well, no shit, it's going to be his last match, you idiot. Like, are you trying to be opposing? Are you trying to be, like, intimidating? It's like, we know it's going to be his last match. He said he's gonna humiliate him in his last match.
I got worked.
I mean, we both got worked, but this is what the plan was. Apparently, they didn't actually, because I read people saying like, "Oh, they're just a work. They're just doing this to implement Cena." I'm like, well, even if that's true, that's dumb.
Yeah.
2 weeks away is Mania. Shouldn't you set in stone your matches
Also-
like in advance?
Also, don't they eventually have to at least try to rehabilitate Baron Corbin as an actual legit wrestler?
Well,
Like-
Corbin was gonna win. That's the thing. You know Corbin's gonna win.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
I would too, because you know, and you know what's funny about this too that everybody seems to have forgotten. I remember just 2 months ago, I believe it was, when in fact, it was actually 2 months ago because it was the it was the release day of Kingdom Hearts 3. That's when I left Raw early that day to go get it.
Yeah.
And I remember right as I left, it was Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle in a match. And Corbin actually won that match clean in the middle. And the commentary was like oblivious to it. Like they didn't even talk about the fact that Corbin just pinned one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. They were like babbling about, you know, some stupid pop culture shit or whatever, you know.
Like they do.
As they do, yes. So why does Corbin already beat Angle? You know what I mean? Clean. And the storyline, I know the storyline is there, but they haven't really done anything with it since that victory for Corbin. So why even bring it back? Who cares? Like,
yeah, really.
It's gone. So maybe I'm just tired of seeing Corbin and like this. I don't know. Corbin just has serious change the channel vibes with me, you know. And it's you know, it sucks because Corbin actually at one point had something about him that you could have gotten behind. And
well, and that's the thing is it like you know, Corbin's one of my boys. Like I used to love Corbin, and he's just like, yeah, you know how you talk about me with bad wrestlers and stuff like that. Well, honestly, I used to like Corbin. I don't like him anymore, and I just keep him going on for the meme. I actually legit like Jinder Mahal, but. You know,
okay, let's settle this right now, just so we don't debate anymore. I don't want to get on you for having an opinion because that's a pretty shitty thing to do. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like, why the hell do you like this wrestler? You know what I mean? But I just gotta ask, why the hell do you like Jinder Mahal?
I have no idea. It's like one of those things you just can't explain. It's just like okay.
You just have you lean towards him for some reason. He gives you comfort.
It's like that person who likes those sports teams that you hate just to piss you off.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me. I was like, is he doing this just to like, you know, be not an edgelord is the right word, but is he doing this just for the memes, you know?
For Baron Corbin right now, yes, but no, I actually do legit like Jinder Mahal.
Well, you know what? You'll love what they did with Jinder on this show. But
yeah.
I want to clarify something.
Yeah.
When I said when I made that comment about you not when I made that comment about you liking bad wrestlers, I actually don't think Corbin's that bad of a wrestler. He's just kind of boring. You know?
Do you actually think that Jinder Mahal is a bad wrestler?
Nah, not anymore. I think he used to be. But I think he's just meh at best. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think he's bad anymore. But Corbin, on the other hand, is just boring. And it doesn't help that he's still wearing that dumb attire.
Nope.
That was also annoying me. When Angle announced Corbin to be his opponent at Mania, I thought, you've got to be kidding me. He's going to wear that stupid gear at WrestleMania? Are you serious?
As soon as he said, the person I'm going to face at Mania is the person that's been giving me a headache since I first came back as Raw General Manager, like, oh no.
Yeah, he's been giving me a hard time for the last couple months. It's like, well, I mean, hasn't a lot of other people too? Like, this show sucks.
Yo, what would you guys have done if like it was if like Jason Jordan showed up?
I would have popped actually because that'll be better than Corbin.
I actually really liked Jason Jordan.
I didn't like him in that Angle's son thing, but I like Jason Jordan as a wrestler.
Yeah, that was kind of death.
I think it should have been Gable in my opinion, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's actually what I thought. I thought, well, it would have been cool to see him face Gable, but
yeah.
I actually thought when they first put Jason Jordan as Angle's son, I thought it was going to be Gable.
Yeah.
I was like, well, Gable kind of, I don't know.
You remember that one meme with it was the Family Guy thing. It was like my black son.
Oh yeah.
it was,
I remember that.
And it was Angle and Jordan.
Yep.
I don't remember it, sadly.
I still remember how that song goes too.
Oh God.
I can picture it now.
Well, gosh dang. Any predictions on where this leads? Are they going to change it to Cena? Because, yeah, it's not looking good at the moment.
I think it's either going to be Cena, but then I was going to say, like, oh, maybe Joe, but the problem is Joe's already doing something, so...
Yeah, Joe's on Mysterio.
Well, Joe's on SmackDown as a champion. So.
Well, that I know that, but I mean...
They could have him do, like, both shows for a few weeks.
Right.
Well, people were saying it should have been Joe versus Cena for the U.S. title, right? And and then of course, you know, everybody's praying to God that it's now Angle versus Cena. Cena, please save us. Super Cena, save us.
Did you think he'd ever be saying that?
Sure. I actually, yeah, sure. There's plenty of times where I wish Cena was on the show. I would gladly take Cena as champion over Brock. Gladly.
Oh yeah.
I've said to you many times, unironically, legitimately, 100% serious, I would rather take Jinder as champion on Raw. And I'm not even lying when I say that. It's just, at least we'd have a champion.
Yeah.
I don't think you realize, you know, Brock Lesnar is actually a really good wrestler, but I just can't stand him right now as the champion. It's completely ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's hope Cena saves us. And after that, we had oh yeah, this was funny too, talking about Corbin. After that, I went to a commercial and everything, and Corbin was backstage with a Revival.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Apollo came up from out of nowhere, and he wanted a match with Corbin, and Corbin was like, Apollo was like, nobody likes you at all here, you know, and Corbin was like, that's not true. And he turns to the Revival who are standing there, and Corbin's like, you guys like me, right? And Revival's like, yeah, right, or whatever, and then they just walk away laughing. They actually acknowledged that even heels don't like Corbin.
So what would that make Corbin beyond a heel at that point?
Corbin's like that dude that you kind of, I don't know. Corbin's like that kid that you always have to, that your mom always forces you to invite to like parties as a child.
Yep.
And like nobody likes him. Even the bullies don't. Even the cool kids that don't bully anybody, like don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I tried really hard to come up with an analogy there, but
I have an analogy too, but you don't know who it is.
Is it a sports like?
No, we were talking about this like a few days ago on Minecraft.
Yeah, just a person that we went to school with, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But in order to not make any names, I will not say it.
Probably a good idea before we get a cease and desist order.
Not that I think he watches this, but you never know.
You never know. Who the hell is ruffling some like chips there?
I'm sorry, that's me. I thought I had some frosted mini wheats, but I don't.
All right, on to the next segment.
Yeah, on to the next segment.
Beth Phoenix is back out of retirement for probably 3 weeks.
You know what? They did this. This was an interview. This was a Bailey and Sasha interview.
Yeah.
And Sasha, I've noticed over the past like couple weeks now that they've been like doing something with Sasha. Eric, I'm sorry, you gotta mute your mic. I can't. I'm sorry.
All right, hold on.
Okay. what was I saying? Oh yeah, I've noticed for a couple weeks now with Sasha, like when she's being interviewed and stuff,
Mhm.
whether it's backstage or not, when she's with Bailey,
Mhm.
the interviewer will say something that comes off like somewhat, uh, um, somewhat critical, I guess, of Sasha's attitude and or thoughts about something or whatever.
Mhm.
And Sasha will immediately go full on heel mode and be like, you know what? You need to shut up and blah blah blah. But then Bailey will cut her off before she like
Yeah.
gets too far into a line of thinking like that. And
We'll
I'm
cut
just
back
thinking
up.
like, why don't they just have her be a face?
Mhm.
Why is she a heel at the same time as being a face? You know, and she's always been like this. Why can't she just be a face? They book
Yeah.
her as a heel, but she's aligned with the faces. You
Mhm.
know, I don't get it. She's kind of an anti-hero, right? An anti-diva like Paige was.
Yeah.
Sasha, the boss gimmick is such a heel gimmick,
I
Mhm.
know.
and I don't know why they continue to do that unless they're going to turn her heel because she like the way she carries herself, she's
Mhm.
such a heel.
How long has it been since we've been saying just turn Sasha heel already?
It's been a year because they were doing this. They were doing that shit Bailey and Sasha feud last year, but like
Yeah.
they went to counseling.
Mhm.
Counseling. Gosh dang, dude.
The same one from Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, but that was at least entertaining and
No, it was the
totally
same.
made.
It was the same doctor, I think.
Yeah, it was Dr. Shelby.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty cool that they got Dr. Shelby back,
Yeah.
but the fact that you need to go to counseling, like at least with Daniel and Kane, it was like entertaining and
Yeah.
it was actually funny and stuff. And I don't know, with this, it was forced. And
Yeah.
anyways, they were being interviewed talking about uh, they're going to be on SmackDown the next night to face off against the iconic duo who've been egging them on Twitter and stuff. And
Mhm.
Natalia and Beth Phoenix came out. Uh, they
Yeah.
they came to blows a little bit.
Mhm.
Nia and Tamina came out, and you could hear the charisma be sucked out of the arena when
Mhm.
they came out. And gosh, have Nia and Tamina not lost like twice already now in title matches in like the last 2 months?
I would say so.
So why does it look like they're just going to be putting the match at Mania again? Like, why are they being put in another title match?
I have no clue.
So they're going to reward somebody for losing. So we
No,
get
I think what's going to happen. No, honestly, I think what's going to happen is that we're going to get a number one contenders match between Natty and Beth and Nia and Tamina, and Natty and Beth are going to win. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Nia and Tamina are not going to be in that match. They're going to be in the women's battle royal.
no. I think they're
No,
going to set up for a triple threat.
Well, no, because then they're going to have to put the Iconics in there too, so then it'll be a fatal four way.
All right, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about them. Fatal four way.
Yeah, I'm saying it's going to be a fatal four-way at the moment.
God, that sounds terrible.
I don't.
It would have been fine, honestly, if it was like.
You got to have a SmackDown team in there.
I read that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true because they're defending across all brands, even NXT for that matter. Hell, why don't you call up not call up, but why don't you have an NXT team face off against them?
One Raw.
I guess it's a little too soon for that. I don't know, but
yeah,
it sounds way better than giving Nia and Tamina yet another match. Like,
plus you have 3 Raw teams in that match already.
Yeah, I honestly would have been way better with just Bailey and Sasha versus Beth and Natty in a regular 2-on-2 match. But freaking Beth was like, I'm ready to unretire and stand beside Natalia and challenge you guys for the titles. And Bailey was like, don't you need more time to prepare or whatever?
Yeah, like the typical retired old person joke.
Yeah, and they start brawling eventually.
Yeah.
And then Nia and Tamina come out. And
and they're just there for the DQ.
Actually, I think that was actually after the match, to be honest. It was after the match they had. That brawl that Bailey and Sasha had with Natty and Beth was before Natalia versus Sasha in a singles. And then Sasha, I guess, the match was kind of thrown out, right? Because Nina came out and attacked everybody. And then Nia and Tamina were like, "See you at WrestleMania," and yeah, I don't want to see that.
All you have to do is attack the champions now, and you get a title shot.
Yeah, no shit. No wonder, dude.
That's what.
Like, what didn't Dolph Ziggler have a story last year where he was like, "What does it take for me to get a title opportunity?" And I'm like, "Are you so stupid that you've been here for 8 years or whatever, 9 years, that you don't know that all it takes is to just attack somebody behind from like backstage from behind?" Like, yeah, 19. You know what I read though? I read that the Iconic Duo's last win in any competition, I guess disregarding house shows, that is, was that Super Showdown.
Oh yeah, they beat who was it? Asuka and Naomi?
Yeah. And that was in October.
Yeah.
What? How was that even like what? And they're gonna be put in a title match because they won one match on a fluke cheat to win victory on SmackDown? And I don't even have anything against Iconic Duo. I guess I just have more something against the terrible freaking logic of it, you know?
Yeah.
But up next, this was Eric's favorite match. Jinder versus Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like he's here at the moment, so I guess
wrong man went over.
He's having a moment of silence.
He's doing a 10-bell salute for Jinder. So yeah,
it's okay. I mean, it's okay. You know, the wrong man went over, but that's okay.
Ricochet won. This I didn't really gain anything from this match.
I mean, he was selling breast folds.
Yeah, I don't. Can you imagine if like I can't wait until Kenny Omega signs with WWE and has this 10-minute matches with Jinder where he's just put in a headlock the whole time.
Yep.
Same with Corbin for that matter. Corbin is like the master of the never-ending freaking chin lock.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, Randy Orton is the king of that.
No, I think Corbin's got him beat, man. Oh, you know who else also does it a lot? Kevin Owens.
Really?
Yeah, man. Kevin Owens does a lot of chin locks. A lot of chin locks. Yeah, it's I noticed that. I don't know if he does it anymore. It says he's been gone for a while. Maybe it was just a heel thing.
Yeah.
But, well, obviously it was a heel thing because if it's a rest hold, it's generally a heel thing. But oh yeah, so they interviewed Seth backstage, talked about Drew beating on Roman, and then he's gonna burn Suplex City straight to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we've heard that line before. Not from Seth though. Haven't we heard that from somebody else in the past?
I don't recall.
For some reason, I feel like somebody said that already. I don't know. It could have been. I don't know. By the way, does anybody hear this train in the background?
Yeah, who's behind? Who's at a railroad crossing right now?
It's fucking me. I'm like, my house is so close to a train, like a railroad track.
Oh, I was gonna say because I was muted, so
somebody else take the wheel. I'm muted.
Okay. All right. Well, Don, if you want to talk about it because you actually watched it.
What are we talking about?
Seth Rollins' interview.
I don't. The interview.
All right. It's
I don't recall this one.
It wasn't anything. It was just an interview. But after this, oh yeah, actually, I forgot to mention before this, because you see, the production of the show is all over the place.
Yeah.
So Ronda made her entrance because she's going to defend her title against Dana Brooke, and then after the break, they did the Seth Rollins interview. It's like, why don't you just do things as they happen? Why do you keep cutting up things and then putting them in different areas of the show? And like, it's a nitpick, but it's just dumb. It's like, why would you have the production of the show be all over the place? You know? So, yeah, Ronda's going to defend her title against Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke was interviewed before coming out. She gave this super babyface underdog interview where she was like, I'm not naive. I'm not better than Ronda, but all I have to do is be better for her than 3 seconds to become champion. So,
yeah, and that's the one the match.
Yeah, they were building this matchup as like some big deal. Like Dana might actually have a chance, you know, because they were hyping it up on social media as well. Like, could she pull it off? You know,
and who believed it?
Yeah, they ran a poll on Instagram. They ran a poll on Instagram asking, who's going to win this match, Dana or Ronda? And it was actually 50-50.
Get out of here.
It was 50-50, dude. People voted for Dana. I guess just because, you know.
Was that all the paid voters by WWE?
Oh yeah, it was Dana made all those fake accounts so that she could vote for herself.
Nah, WWE can make 50,000 emails for those.
But they were hyping this up as if Dana could actually do it. And the match started, and
yeah.
And wasn't it? I think Eric asked me last week on the show, is this match going to be longer than Chris Benoit versus Orlando Jordan, which was like 23 seconds long?
Yeah,
I think this was like 15 seconds.
Yeah, this was shorter, and I figured it would be. She
caught her.
Ronda went to kick, and Dana
caught her. Then she gives her a nice little slap, and then that just spells out the end.
Yeah, Ronda. Did you see that? Ronda destroyed her with this.
Yeah.
Knee. She annihilated her.
See, the only thing though is didn't Ronda just say like that? Oh, you guys don't deserve to see the armbar like a week before.
Yeah, she was like, "You want to see the armbar? You pay $60." First of all, nobody pays $60 for pay-per-view anymore.
You pay $10 for your damn armbar.
Yeah, and a week later, she's just like, "Oh, here's the armbar." So, I mean, that's not her fault. It's fucking creative's fault for, I don't know.
Should have won with the Piper's Pit.
She could have, yeah. Or she could have just put on like a different submission, like a choke or something. I don't know. Was Ronda's finisher in UFC actually an armbar normally?
I want to say it was, even though I don't know myself.
Because if that's her finisher, her armbar is the finisher and everything. Which makes it seem like... You know what? With all the MMA people coming into wrestling, why do their finishers always have to be a submission?
Because people think of MMA, they think of submissions.
Okay, but if they come to wrestling, why does their gimmick have to be that they're the non-wrestler?
I guess they don't want like people legit getting knocked out as a finish, unless you're Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton's head blood. That classic. Oh yeah.
I guess it's unless you're Matt Riddle now, but
yeah, even Matt Riddle's finish is a submission. You know, it's the bro mission.
I love that name, the bro mission.
Every single MMA, like except for Sonya, I guess, but Sonya wasn't in MMA. That's just kind of her character, I guess. You know, she like does MMA stuff. Her Sonya Deville's finisher is a elevator where she slams herself into the mat. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that? Didn't we talk about that, Eric, where she gave herself a DDT?
Yeah.
It actually wasn't her fault, though. I remember that. That was Naomi's fault.
All right, I just want to confirm what Trenton asked earlier. I'm looking at Ronda Rousey's UFC fight records. Every time she went by submission, it was by an armbar.
I see. And her record was like, what? 15-2 or something like
that? 12-2.
12-2.
Yeah, she lost those last two, and then she fell off the earth before going to WWE.
Yeah. What does it say when WWE accepts losers?
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying she lost both of her.
She could probably also just like absolutely annihilate you.
Can you imagine if James Ellsworth wasn't a kid diddler and like was still in WWE and we saw Ronda versus James Ellsworth?
Oh man, stop! I can only get so hard.
Imagine that. I would love to see Ronda throw around James Ellsworth, to be honest, especially after all the shit that he was into.
I'd pay actual pay-per-view price for that.
Yeah. But, yeah, Ronda won. Obviously, Dana never had a chance. I don't think anybody was thinking Dana was going to have a competitive match with Ronda unless they were just, you know, wishing. They were just wishing, you know. Yeah. But up next was the best match of the night.
Yep.
At least me and Don will tell you. It was Apollo versus Corbin. And
what?
I think I spent more time messaging Trenton than watching this match.
Oh, dude, I watched this match. And Apollo Apollo got Corbin into a small package and pinned Corbin 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I popped so hard for that. It wasn't even like, oh, I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure Corbin was going to win. I was like, Corbin loses this. And it's interesting to note too that during this match, Cole pointed out that the social media uproar was huge about Corbin being Angle's opponent, and it looks like they noticed their mistake and were like, well, shit, maybe we shouldn't do this. And like, first of all, if it takes you, if you get that far into that decision to where you then start to realize maybe you shouldn't have done this, you're an idiot.
Yep.
Whoever came up with this idea is an idiot. So yeah, Apollo won. I was so happy. Apollo and Angle were up on the entrance ramp and smiling and stuff. And damn, dude, God bless Apollo Crews. You know, I sang "Hero" by freaking Foo Fighters after this. There goes my hero.
Watch him as he goes.
I actually tweeted that at WWE, like at their tweet that they made when it was the tweet about Apollo, and stuff.
Watch him as he cruise.
Remember when they changed his name to just Apollo?
Yeah, because of the Parkland shooting.
Yeah.
Yep.
They didn't want the dude's name affiliated with his. I'm like, well, first of all, they're two different spellings.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to be thinking that. The only reason people are going to be thinking that now is because you changed it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then they changed it back.
Dummies.
So. They changed it back. So, up next was a bad segment, in my opinion. Batista was interviewed, and the crowd was chanting "boring." They were chanting for CM Punk.
Yep.
Honestly, though, I don't know what happened, man. The interview was boring, and it was really nothing. Cool.
I have nothing to say about this because I just
zoned out.
I zoned out as soon as Batista started talking.
And it was pretty basic.
Yeah.
The only real thing of substance that Batista said was how Triple H is actually the bad guy and he screwed over so many and he's an insecure, jealous control freak.
Yeah.
And he said one day, hopefully soon, Vince is going to wake up and fire his ass. I'm like, well, I don't think that's going to happen unless he's caught fucking another chick that isn't separate. So, poor Batista, man. I actually was interested in this story, and I still am, but man, WWE has a real reputation for cooling off feuds and stories,
Yep.
What the hell's up with that? So, up next, it was Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins.
Yep.
This was the main event. I'm not even going to get into the interview portions of this because really it felt like there was way more talk. Actually, you know what? I guarantee you, if you look at if you time everything and stuff, there was more talking on this show than there was wrestling.
I agree.
Actually, you know what's funny? I didn't ever say what the finish was to that Braun Strowman and Finn Balor match. We just ranted about stuff.
Oh yeah.
But for historical purposes, Braun Strowman destroyed Leo Rush with power.
Actually, he ran away to the ramp. Where's the I should say?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what was funny about that match? It was fun seeing Leo get thrown around by Braun.
Leo made that match great, in my opinion.
Yeah. Leo sold like $1 million in that match. He just got destroyed. It's easy though because he weighs like 160, 70 pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
So
soaking wet.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Yes, Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, main event.
Yep.
I didn't think they had a bad match.
No.
Until the finish, I thought, because freaking Seth was about to win.
Yep.
And then Brock Lesnar's music hits, and then Drew McIntyre just turned him around and hit the Claymore kick for the pin.
Yep.
So Seth Rollins is a dumb guy who got distracted by a freaking theme song.
Yep.
He's a dumb dodo duty.
Yeah. And that was Raw.
Yeah.
So they actually had to pay Brock extra to stay the whole show.
Yeah.
for that finish.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So Raw, I think gets a thumbs down for me because it was really boring and I mean, yeah, it was like I said, it was a filler episode. There was nothing to it. So, Don, are those your thoughts about it?
Yeah,
pretty much?
that's my thoughts of it.
So, Eric, you didn't really miss anything.
Well, thank goodness. I did actually watch all of SmackDown though. So
yeah, because you wanted to see the Gauntlet.
You're right.
Well, damn, what a show this was! I thought, because
well, hopefully Boston gets a good episode of Raw on Monday because that's where they are for Monday.
Oh, they're in Boston?
Yeah.
So that means Sasha's going to lose, right? Because she's in her hometown.
Yep.
Had a dream, I hadn't made it.
Had a dream, I hadn't lost in my hometown. Actually, that's everybody, to be honest. They always... What is with that?
Yeah.
They always have people lose in their hometown.
You just can't let them get a win.
You can't, you know? Except for, like, the Iconics and Buddy Murphy at Super Showdown, but...
Yeah. Only one of those people had to win that day.
Who's the... Was I the only one who watched that?
I watched, like, the first... No, Super Showdown? No, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, Super Showdown.
I was thinking Greatest Royal Rumble.
I actually watched that. I didn't watch Crown Jewel, though, because I was freaking gobsmacked.
I didn't watch Crown Jewel either. I forgot that was a thing.
In fact, I assume we're not going to watch the other Saudi shows that are this year.
Oh no, I'm not going to watch those.
I'm boycotting those as well. I'm
boycotting, but not for political reasons.
He just doesn't want to watch them.
Yeah.
Damn. What if they have Brock retain so that they can have Brock be a bigger draw for Saudi in May after Mania?
Well, see, the thing is somebody made a good point about Kofi. Brian's not going to go to Saudi Arabia, so
you're totally right. I forgot about that. Well, I figured Kofi would probably win anyways. You know what I mean? Because how could they could swerve us and have him not win?
Yeah.
But at Mania, because he's going to be in the Mania match. Let's just get into it. To be honest.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about the Kofi shit.
Let's just jump right into it.
So yeah, the SmackDown.
You want to go in reverse for this?
What was that?
You want to go in reverse for this?
Yeah, we're gonna go over.
We're going to Gauntlet first.
I figure we might as well just go through the whole show. There really wasn't a whole lot to it.
Okay.
Other than the Gauntlet was the Gauntlet was a lot of it. So
yeah, Gauntlet was the last hour and a half of it.
The Miz came out and
good
cut
promo.
A very good. He cut a very good face promo.
Yes, he did.
I wasn't. Man, you gotta wonder, man. Like Shane's the heel and Miz is the face. Like, damn, what a turn! Oh, how the turntables
have
turned.
Yeah,
how the turntables have what?
That's from The Office when Michael Scott goes, "Oh, how the turntables," and then he just like stops because he like botched it.
Well,
see, the thing is, I work in an office now. I bet you I would find The Office hilarious now. Like,
you would love it. It's a great show. So yeah, Miz is really, really cutting a ferocious promo about how he was humiliated in front of his own father, and and I should note, they made it a point throughout the entire show that all the good guys who were either interviewed or had matches or whatever pointed out how they were supporting Kofi in that Gauntlet.
Oh yeah,
which leads me to believe after the finish of the Gauntlet that all the good guys, I guess, are going to go on a strike next week due to the finish of the Gauntlet.
And there's something I'll point out during the Gauntlet match.
Okay.
Of all the faces.
So, Miz said that Shane wasn't born best in the world; he was born the worst.
Yeah.
He says they may own this company, but they don't own him. I wasn't born rich. I was born in Cleveland, destined to flip burgers.
Yeah.
Damn, he buried Cleveland.
Yeah, and his father's like burger shop, wherever it was.
Does he?
I think it was something where like said something about like burgers in his father. So I guess his father like owned the restaurant or something or whatever. I don't know what the case was.
Yeah, that's right. He owns like Heroes Burgers or something like that, right?
Probably.
Some shit like that. I think I remember hearing that. Yeah. So he said he proved everyone wrong, and he said he's going to he said Shane's going to get an ass whipping at WrestleMania. Yeah. I thought this was a great segment, to be honest. Miz is very good on the mic. He can get you interested in a match. I bet you Miz, after his wrestling career, like as a wrestler, he would be a great manager.
He would.
This would be an awesome manager. But Iconic Duo came out to face Sasha and Bailey. Sasha and Bailey were on SmackDown because they're going across all brands, and it was kind of cool seeing them on SmackDown because it's like kind of refreshing to see some new faces. And what was not, I thought this was kind of meh. Freaking Iconic Duo won by cheating to win. Peyton Royce pinned Sasha, but Billy like held Sasha's hands back so that
she held her arms down so she couldn't like kick out.
Yeah, and this was again, I think their first win since Super Showdown in October, which was how many months ago was October?
5.
5 months ago.
5 or 6.
I'm opening up a calendar. It doesn't matter, to be honest, but
it doesn't matter what it is.
It looks like Iconic Duo is going to be added to the match at Mania. So there goes that, I guess. And up next was actually pretty cool. Rey Mysterio was interviewed, and Dominic was there.
Yep.
Jeez, dude, I forgot how tall Dominic is.
He's taller than Rey.
Isn't he training to be a wrestler too?
Yeah, he's training with Lance Storm. Lance Storm, Eric's favorite wrestler.
If I could be serious for a moment.
No, you were the one who said that you always found Lance Storm to be very boring, right?
Well, obviously he's an amazing wrestler, but like he's just all steak, no sizzle.
Right, he's all boring.
Yeah,
as like in terms of pure like charisma. Kind of like Cedric.
Yeah, I think Cedric's a great wrestler, but he's also very boring.
You know, it was kind of boring. That was also one of the best wrestlers ever, Benoit.
I was gonna say Bret Hart.
Oh, you think Bret Hart was boring?
Well, Bret Hart was a great wrestler, but he didn't have like great character work. You're right with Benoit too, but.
What did you think about Bret Hart's promo to Vince McMahon when he had that steel cage match where he swore on live TV and wasn't censored? You remember that?
No.
It's just bullshit. Everybody in that locker room knows I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. And if you don't like it, tough shit. Remember, that was the one where he said Psycho's, where he told everybody in the back knows it. Psycho Sid, you know it. And Psycho Sid went, I don't know shit.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, Psycho Sid. That's another classic Psycho Sid moment. He was like, I don't know shit.
Oh, my favorite Psycho Sid is, you know that you're half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
Damn. Classic fucking Psycho Sid.
Way to bury yourself.
And then he kind of hung on that for a second. He was like, shit.
Good times, man. You should look that up sometime though. It'll just come up if you type in Bret Hart, or if you just type in Psycho Sid, I don't know shit, it'll come up. But that was when the cage was still blue.
I missed the blue cage.
It wasn't mesh. It wasn't like a mesh.
You remember
cage.
the red Hell in a Cell from last year?
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I thought that was gonna look way worse than it actually was. I mean, I would still prefer if it was like the original color, but whatever. It's just a color, so it doesn't really mean much. But what did you guys think of the Kevin Owens show?
I liked it.
It was effective. It just felt like it was like you said, it was like kind of like spinning the wheels.
Yeah, it felt honestly, I really wasn't enthralled by this that much. Kevin was on here. It's his talk show,
Yeah.
and he has and I mean, I think a lot of people need to realize that not everybody like relatively like deserves a match at Mania. You know what I mean? Like it's easy to say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe they're not going to have this person have a match, not let this person have a match at Mania." It's like, well, with some people, like with Kevin Owens, for instance, I can't see him having a match at Mania because he was gone forever and he doesn't fit into any program.
Yeah.
There's 2 weeks left, so for some people, you don't have to just shoehorn them into a match.
And the fact that like they still have to fill the battle royals.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he'll probably be in the battle. How about you have somebody of actual like worth win that damn thing?
Yeah.
And make it mean something, Well, let's go through all the winners of that damn match of the battle royals. Who won the first one?
Cesaro.
Big Show won the first one. I'm pretty sure.
No,
right?
Cesaro won the first one.
Yeah,
that was
Cesaro in 2014. Then it was Big Show.
All right.
And then it was Corbin.
And he won that when he was still in NXT.
Yep.
Yeah. And then after that was Mojo Rawley.
And then Matt Hardy.
Yeah, and then Matt Hardy.
And then last year, the first ever women's one was
Naomi.
Naomi. Which, wow, that did so much for her, huh? And speaking of the women, I should note that, again, Asuka made no appearance except for, man, poor Asuka.
Yep.
Poor SmackDown Women's Division. They really put all their eggs in one basket with Becky and Charlotte. They really need they need more women on this roster in general, Way more women. Especially if they're going to have a tag team division. Maybe that's why 19 are always in these damn matches.
Yeah.
The tag division ain't fleshed out as much. Oh, yeah, anyways, back to this segment, Kevin Owens show. It was Becky and Charlotte on it, and just more average. It just felt average to me, kind of the generic back and forth that we've seen, and they did some boring brawling, and
the brawl was awful.
They tried to fight over the table. It was kind of sluggish.
It was brawlful.
Yeah, brawlful.
Ooh, that was a good one. I didn't even think about that. Kevin Owens just kind of left. Oh yeah, that was kind of funny. He announced he was leaving to start fighting.
Yeah, that was funny.
Kevin Owens prevented this from being totally like terrible.
Oh, Kevin Owens is like he's a gift.
He is.
Did you see the tie he was wearing?
Yeah, it was a zip up.
It was a zip up tie.
Oh, was it really?
Like, this tie is tricky. I'm glad to zip up.
Yeah. God bless Kevin Owens.
I mean, he was wearing a full suit, but he was wearing a t-shirt and a tie.
Yeah, that's true. That's always that's the Japanese look, right? Like when chicks wear ties. In Japan. Or am I thinking of something? I don't fucking know. But going back to that one point about everybody being like just given a match at Mania because they want everybody to have a moment, What do you think about this idea? With talk of 17 matches at Mania. Isn't that what you told me, Eric? That there's going to be...
Yeah, there's rumors there's going to be 17 matches.
Might even be 18 now.
Yeah.
So 8 of them better be on the pre-show. Yeah, you got it's a 3-hour pre-show, right? So 8 matches there.
Oh, gosh.
And then the crowd will be dead by match number 10, which is the second match of the main show.
Damn. I thought, let's think about this. So next year, not this year, but next year, Wrestle Kingdom, which is a New Japan show.
Yeah, they're just kind of
like their WrestleMania, but it's obviously a lot younger. There's only been 13 of them, but kind of like their WrestleMania. Wrestle Kingdom next year is going to have 2 shows. It's going to be a 2-night event at the Tokyo Dome, right? So, like one show will have one card, the last show will have, the other card. What if WrestleMania did that?
I think the problem is you'd get like people complaining, "Oh, I have to spend a whole weekend watching wrestling."
That or people like, "I'm just here for this day."
Yeah, but
that's how I would see it.
I mean, it in a way it kind of would force WWE to actually put good matches on both days. But.
Yeah, I don't think they do it because they also do shit before Mania on Sunday. You know, they have
Big
Takeover, they have the Hall of
NXT.
Fame.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame.
And they actually announced like they're changing scheduling for that. You know.
Yeah, Takeover's on I think Friday now.
Yeah, Takeover's on Friday, and the Hall of Fame is on Saturday.
That's because I think it's because they didn't want people to. I think there's like, didn't somebody schedule something? Didn't AEW schedule something or whatever? Not
Oh yeah,
AEW.
I think they have something like on Friday night or Saturday. I forget what it is.
Well, I mean, every promotion has shit WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah,
You know, I got everybody. Even I think PWG does shows too WrestleMania weekend.
yeah. I think
there's a lot of stuff going on WrestleMania weekend for a lot of promotions and stuff, and
yeah.
Yeah, I think somebody is going head to head though with Takeover, like at night or something. I'm interested to see how that fares out.
Might be Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it's probably Ring of Honor. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I'm not in the loop, but they changed the scheduling for that to like I guess accommodate the tradition of the Hall of Fame being on Saturdays. Wait, what did they do last year then? Did they do that same thing?
No. It was Takeover on Saturday.
So they had the Hall of Fame on Friday. I got it.
Yeah,
I see. So yeah, I'm wondering if maybe they could do a 2-day event format because they're doing it with Wrestle Kingdom next year, and like that'd be kind of cool because you'd have but then it would be way easier to say that you main evented WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though, actually, to be honest, though, not really, because they say that anyways. You know, they always bill like, oh, there's 4 main events. You know, like there's always one main event. You know, there's always just one main event.
You're gonna have all 4 matches at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna have WrestleMania in 3 different cities. What Mania was that where they did that?
WrestleMania 2.
2, okay. Why would they do that? Did they really think that was a good idea?
I have no freaking clue. That was a dumb idea. I'll tell you that.
It's probably as good an idea as Raw 25 was.
Oh man, well, Raw 25 was actually cool, except you know they shafted the people at
We're at the
Hammerstein.
Yeah, they shafted them. That was cool though. But did you see the videos of that event where people were chanting and shit?
Yep.
Like we want refunds and we want wrestling or something like that. I can't remember. Yep. They even had dark matches too at that show.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, I remember they had I think they had a Mustafa Ali versus Arya Davari dark match.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Lindsay Dorado. It was a 205 Live dark match. Can you imagine? And I heard that those tickets were expensive at that one. So that's kind of no good. That's kind of
no good.
So up next, AJ was interviewed, and AJ was like, Randy was a first-round draft pick, but I was a walk-on. Randy might have said this was his house, but I ain't coming to build. I'm coming to tear the house down. Yep. So that was about the extent of that. And Daniel Bryan came out with Rowan talking shit on Kofi, saying he's just a B-plus player.
Yep.
And then the New Day's music hit. Now we start the gauntlet. Now we start the beginning of the end. So I theorized with Eric last week that this was just going to be, I thought all the good guys would come out and help Kofi. Like one by one to see, to show solidarity with him and help him in getting screwed over. So, au contraire. Kofi beat both The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. Sorry, Emily, for Sheamus being Rip. Big fat Dominic.
It's okay. He went at Fastlane.
You right?
He went. Wait. Oh yeah, it's true. I forgot. I already forgot about that Fastlane match. I tried to block it out of my head. The way they beat down poor Kofi, but Kofi Kingston eliminates Sheamus first, and then he eliminates Cesaro.
Yep.
And those are both somewhat lengthy matches, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Rowan came out and destroyed Kofi, like got a DQ loss.
Yeah.
And like just annihilate him, put him through the announce table with a claw slam.
Yeah.
And Anybody else like the claw slam a lot? I really like that move. I like that move.
For me.
It's very old school.
Yeah, you grab a dude by his freaking head and you slam him. That's kind of cool to me. You know, like a dude has that big of a hand and you can just grab it. Can you imagine if Kali ever did that?
Jesus Christ!
Remember how his vice grip?
Yeah, his finisher was the vice grip. And do you remember when he put that move on Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, and he started bleeding from his mouth. Yeah,
he started bleeding from his mouth. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention though. During that Rey Mysterio interview with Dominic, Rey Mysterio announced he's facing Joe at Mania for the U.S. title.
Yep, and Dominic's going to be there too.
Yeah. So are they going to fight for custody of Dominic?
I think Dominic is going to be their Nicholas at WrestleMania.
Wait a minute. No, hold on. No, Dominic is going to. No. It's Joe's just going to systematically move his way through the SmackDown locker room and obtain custody of all of their family members because he's already got Wendy. So
right
now, Wendy.
Oh, Dominic. Dude, you know, it'd be funny if they had, you know how Rey Mysterio fought Eddie Guerrero on the custody briefcase match, ladder match?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
SummerSlam. What was it, 2005 or something?
Like that.
And, I think it was SummerSlam 2005. I think you were right, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they did that match to see who gets custody of Dominic, right?
Yeah.
And what if they did, you know how Russo-era WCW had Judy Bagwell on a forklift match?
Oh, God.
What if they had Dominic on a forklift match?
No, they'll do a shark cage because that's the cool thing.
Oh, that's right. That's a better idea, shark cage. Those always work out.
And Dominic will lube himself up like Enzo Amore and get himself out of there.
He would have to, he stripped down and then got... Oh, what? What a terrible match, the shark cage match. And you know what's funny about that Enzo shark cage match, too? If I recall correctly, after that match, it cut to it was at the Rumble, right? I think it was at the Rumble.
Oh, I don't remember.
I thought it was SummerSlam.
You might be right. It might have been at SummerSlam. I can't even remember.
Cass fighting Big Show, and I think Enzo was in shark cage.
You're right. I'm thinking of... Oh, I bet you I know what I'm thinking of. I bet you I'm thinking of Chris Jericho was in a shark cage for a Kevin Owens match.
Yeah. Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns.
That was at the Rumble, right?
Yeah, that was at the Rumble.
I think? I can't remember. But there was some shark cage match. It doesn't really matter. But the point is, there was a shark cage match, and then after the match, it cut to a backstage segment with Stephanie and Shane. And Stephanie, no shit, said, well, that match was kind of a failure, right? Or something like that, you know? That was, kind of was useless. And I was like,
that was because Braun Strowman interfered at the end. And I thought and Reigns through the table, and then Mick Foley was like, well, you didn't see that. I did not foresee that happening.
Yeah, it was something like that, where the shark cage was useless and somebody escaped from the shark cage anyways, or something like that, or something, and Stephanie was like, "Wow, that shark cage was pretty useless, huh?" And I was like, "You don't think, huh?"
That's the problem. They don't think.
That's true. They don't think.
What came to mind immediately was the Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch.
Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch. Don't forget that Dumbledore and Grindelwald had an intense sexual relationship.
Yeah, we don't need to speak about that.
But that's for Fantastic Beasts 3.
Fantastic bestiality sex.
What'd you think about that video, by the way, Trent?
It was cringe as hell.
Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I should really clarify that because you just said bestiality sex, and I just asked you what you thought of the video. So
yeah,
it's Kurt Angle talking to Sharmell.
No, he's talking about Sharmell.
About Sharmell and how he wants, he's sexually attracted to her, but I think what he was trying to say was he wanted hot crazy
beastie?
sex, beastie, being like a beast. But instead he said bestiality.
Oof.
Or maybe he meant it, and that was a line he was given.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't put it past them. I mean, Vince McMahon said the N-word on live television. You know?
Sure, that's true, too.
Yep.
And then Booker T was there. That was actually funny, though, to be honest, because Booker T was like, tell me he did not just say that. And if you watch that video of Mr. McMahon saying the N-word, like, right there, John Cena's facial expression right after he says that is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's funny. So, yeah, hot bestiality sex. And, I bet you they actually gave him that line. So, yeah, this gauntlet, huh?
Yeah.
How did we even get on this topic?
We were talking about Dominic and then escalated.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, yeah, by the way, Eric, do your Braun Strowman voice, but say that line with the Braun Strowman voice.
Which line?
Bestiality sex line.
See, what you don't know is me and Charmel. I want to have hot bestiality sex with her.
He has to fit the word beastie into everything.
Beastie boy-ality sex.
Bestiality boy. I just kidding. That's his new superhero name. Bestiality boy. Can you imagine if Braun Strowman accidentally said bestiality boy?
Oh, Jesus.
We'll have to pull him off TV for a year.
Yeah. Seth Rollins' new nickname is the Beast Slayer instead of the King Slayer. The Bestiality Slayer.
Then they have to rename Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Bestiality boy. That really got me. So yeah, Rowan got disqualified after annihilating Kofi, which again is easy set up to set up Kofi even more as the underdog.
Yep.
And then Samoa Joe came out, and this led into commercial. Like before it went to commercial, the commentary was like, "Oh my gosh, Kofi's there's no way he's gonna beat Joe now. Joe is gonna slim pickings for Joe, right?
Yeah.
So what does Joe do? What do you think Joe should do in this situation?
Immediately put the cookie in a clutch.
Or hit a Uranage and go for a pinfall, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, when we get back from commercial, Joe is in the ring and has a fucking rest hold on Kofi.
Yep.
A rest hold after he was put through an announce table and destroyed. What?
Mm-hmm.
What? So, of course,
Psychology.
Joe lost.
Yep.
Yeah. Joe lost. He was pinned.
Yep. He reversed the muscle buster.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm sure Trenton almost had a heart attack.
My cheeks clenched when he went for that muscle buster.
Yep.
Oh, I was not wanting that to happen. And I don't know. I think I've explained why I don't want the muscle buster to happen again, right?
Well, obviously, you don't want anybody getting injured as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing, though. Here's my paradox with that move, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to ever be used again because it almost killed the person, right? But even way before that happened, that Tyson Kidd incident happened, he used that move for years without any incident, without one single incident. But then one time it was hit, and then it all went downhill. So like, maybe I should ease up my distaste of the move because it could literally happen to anything with anything, you know.
Yeah.
Like tombstones. A pile driver is the most dangerous move in wrestling. One of, at least, you know. That's why they banned it. Now they're just busting out Canadian destroyers willy-nilly.
Yeah.
You know? And but there's a reason it was banned, because it was, you know, incredibly dangerous, and I don't know, wrestling's dangerous in general, and
Tell that to Mysterio and Andrade, they do it like it's nothing.
I know. Vince was, I guess the report was, I read that Vince McMahon watched a show outside of WWE, and he saw a Canadian destroyer be used, and he was like, I want to see that move be used, you know? I want to see it used, damn it. You know,
well, he picked two great people to do it.
Yeah, he definitely picked the right people, and then I noticed after they were allowed to use that, did anybody watch Halftime Heat?
No.
No.
It was
I probably should have.
it was really fun. It was that 6-man tag with the NXT guys at the Performance Center,
Mm-hmm.
and Adam Cole was in it,
Yep.
and he hit a Panama Sunrise, which is just he jumps off the second rope and hits a Canadian Destroyer. It's not a Canadian Destroyer off the second rope, but he jumps off of it and then lands on his opponent and then hits a Canadian Destroyer. So,
Wow.
I was like, damn, I never thought he'd use that move off the Indies. You know, I never thought he'd use it in WWE because that was like his finisher in the Indies.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they're going to have that be his finisher now that he's allowed to do all that shit. That's interesting. Anyways, yeah, flying pile drivers and muscle busters and whatnot, and I don't know. Maybe I should ease up my distaste of the move because literally anything can happen. Like, you slam a dude on his back in any form, there's bound to be some risk there.
Maybe you should stop being such a jabroni, Mark.
Maybe I should.
Start working yourself into a shoot.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't see people get hurt. That's all.
Stop being such a fan.
What kind of person are you, you snowflake? You don't want to see people getting hurt?
I know. That's like when people. That's what irked me about the Elimination Chamber being reworked. Because you know how it was reworked and everything to be safer and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they added the mat instead of the metal flooring.
Yeah.
And it makes it safer, but like people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous," and like it takes away from them, blah blah blah. And it's like, really, you want a match to be less safe for the workers? Like, it's kind of dumb. You know what I mean? You don't want to. As long as they sell that it hurts, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Unless it's something ridiculous like the dickplex. Nobody should be selling that move.
Or if you get slammed onto a mattress.
Yeah, exactly. Was somebody slammed onto a mattress? That'd be funny.
No, I don't know, but that
a mattress match, because kids wrestle and shit on the mattress and stuff.
Yeah, let's encourage children to wrestle more.
Well, that's the problem. We don't tell kids to sell either.
that's true.
I mean, right? Damn kids, they don't respect the business.
They just no-sell everything.
We just sent a bad message out. Well, I did. It's okay to wrestle your brothers and sisters as long as you don't sell.
As long as you don't hit any. As long as you don't hit any pile drivers.
It's all fun again until you're.
Yeah, I'd love to see a 7-year-old hit a Canadian Destroyer.
Can I just say that the Canadian Destroyer is like the most overused move of all time on the Indies and everything?
And like, they don't have restrictions.
The fact that a pile driver is a move in which somebody can just easily get up from nowadays and just like no sell. Like, I don't like that when I see a Canadian Destroyer used and then just over and over again. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Didn't CM Punk use a pile driver?
Yeah, he used a pile driver during that match with John Cena on Raw. And it was in February of 2013. It was before Mania. It was actually John Cena put his Mania opportunity on the line against Punk. So whoever won that match would officially face The Rock. And eventually, of course, it was Cena, so it wasn't actually once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So, and that's actually one of my favorite matches because people regard that Punk and Cena match at Money in the Bank in 2011 as like the best match they had, and it was a great match. But like in terms of actual match wise, the one on Raw where he hit that pile driver, in my opinion, was way better. Just the whole match itself was great, and you can tell the commentators, you could tell. Jerry Lawler and Cole were like shocked because they weren't expecting a pile driver. I bet Vince was fuming when he saw that.
Do you think they didn't clear that with Vince?
Hell no. I guarantee you they didn't clear it because he would have just been like, "No, you're not doing it." It's
Do you think though that he would, like, if John Cena came up to him and said, "Hey, me and Phil, we're gonna do the pile driver." And you can't say no. Do you think Vince would be like, well, I'll just suspend you and fire you, John Cena?
He wouldn't suspend and fire you.
That. No, of course not. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking it might have been planned.
No, I think it was honestly a spur of the moment thing. I think it was
I mean, they did it the week after also.
They didn't have to what?
I think they did it again in a rematch the next week.
Did they?
Yeah, because I think they did it 2 weeks in a row.
Huh. I have to go back and watch that then. I have to see that and that's a great match. That's a great match. What were we? You know what?
We're at the last part of the gauntlet match.
Yeah, we're at Kofi beat Joe. And up next is Randy Orton.
And each time Kofi beat one of the people in the gauntlet, you see more and more baby faces watching the match at that odd angle backstage.
That's right. That's a good. I forgot.
Everyone back there was a baby face.
That's right. And I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
It was showing that all the baby faces are like, and all for Kofi.
Yeah.
Great. And you know what? That's honestly something that Raw needs to take note of. Yeah. Because no baby faces are on the same page on Raw.
Nope.
Like in fact, there's not even many credible baby faces to begin with on Raw, So it's a breath of fresh air to see why can't good guys just get along with good guys no matter what? Obviously, you can have your face versus face storylines, but as a general rule.
Mm-hmm. Well, then that's the thing, is that people never have friends anymore. Remember back in the 80s when Hulk Hogan had his buddies, he had Tugboat and he had Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and they were friends, but the only time you see friends is the Shield, and then there was
tag team.
Yeah, any tag team, and then there was Charlotte and Becky for a little bit.
Yeah.
And Asuka and Naomi for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I just want to see people actually sticking up for each other, and when they did that story a couple months ago on Raw when Corbin was fucking everybody because he was the GM, and they did that little bit of all the good guys coming out to help each other during all their matches and stuff. Apollo came out, Finn was helping everybody. He came out to help Elias because that's when Elias was a good guy, and it was man, this is so refreshing to see baby faces stick up for each other. But now it's all gone. And I think Braun's only friend, and I know Braun Strowman is kind of the last guy you'd think of to have friends, but Braun's only friend is Finn Balor, which is kind of a funny thought,
Yeah.
I guess Alexa is his friend too. So
yeah, but Alexa's not going to help him, when he's beat down by Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
No, Alexa's not going to be helping him when he's getting beat down by Colin Jost from SNL.
Or the other guy,
Michael Shea.
Yeah.
Trenton, shut up.
I hate this. I hate that story. I honestly can't believe that. You know what? We might as well just have Braun win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Honestly, might as well.
Yeah.
You know what'd be funny if CM Punk returns and he wins that Battle Royal?
Shut up.
That'd be funny.
But then it would happen on the pre-show. No, if Punk is on the main card.
Don't you mean the KFC honey mustard barbecue pre-show?
Yeah, exactly. Because they always have a sponsor. This pre-show is sponsored by Ass Cream.
Ass cream.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah. What are you guys doing with a jar of ass cream?
Wait, what?
Jericho to the Dudleys.
It was the Dudleys with
years
Christian
ago.
and Chris Jericho.
Oh.
Remember
Jericho,
they stole their bags and their clothes?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I need to find that now.
Yeah. The Dudleys stole Christian and Chris Jericho's bags because that's when Christian and Chris Jericho were a tag team, and they stole their bags and we're looking through it, and Bubba Ray Dudley was like, and here's your, and then he pauses and takes out a tub of something, and he's like, ass cream, and he's like, what in God's name are you doing with a jar of ass cream? and then Christian, or I think it was actually Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho was like, hey, you don't talk about my Christian's ass cream. He changed. It was actually
Check your messages, Eric.
What's that?
Check your messages, Eric.
Oh, okay, it's in there. Okay, yeah, I'll watch that.
That's when Spike Dudley took the towels. Bubba was like, Spike, get the towels.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Yeah.
And then they were nude because they were only in towels. That was great.
It was.
So yeah, while you look for that, Eric, Yeah, Kofi is going back and forth with Randy, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but they had a nice callback when Randy Randy and Kofi were outside over by the barricade, and Randy looked at Kofi and went, "Stupid," which is obviously a callback to when they were feuding like 2009, and like Randy actually called him stupid during a match because he was like a prima donna.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, Kofi won, and he beat Randy Orton, and the crowd went nuts. And this show was in Indianapolis. I could have went to this, although I'm glad I didn't in hindsight, in retrospect, because Twitter was going mental.
Yep.
I was happy. I wasn't going crazy or anything. I was just like happy that it happened, you know. And, of course, Vince McMahon's music hit, and
then the moment you heard that, you were like, "Oh shit!"
I was
especially
like,
with that much time left.
When I heard his music, I was like, "Well, here it's not going to happen anymore." Like I knew the sec. I didn't even like kid myself. I was like, he's not going to be. It's over now. So Vince McMahon was like, "I just want to congratulate you, Kofi. What you've done is miraculous, and you are going to WrestleMania. As long as you can defeat one last opponent." And fucking Daniel Bryan's music hits, and Vince tells Xavier and Big E to get out of the ring. And then it's Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston.
Yep.
And Daniel Bryan hit his running knee, pinned Kofi Kingston, and I was just so exhausted at this point because, for starters, all right, before I go into my big rant about this, for starters, Kofi Kingston could beat all these other dudes, but couldn't beat one more guy. Like, I know he was tired and everything, but like you could say that about, you know.
But he was the champion then, too.
So I don't care.
You know,
he just beat 5 guys. He just beat 5 guys, and he fails on the last impromptu guy. Like, I don't buy that.
I know what you're saying, but the thing is that like I think is a catch-22 because if they had him win, you probably would have been like, oh well, then a very fresh like Daniel Bryan, the WWE champion, can't beat Kofi Kingston, who just went through 5 men.
You're right. I would have said that. Yeah. So my solution is to not do this. That's my solution. Like,
well, I mean,
like just the dude beat 5 guys who are all top stars, with I guess the exception of Rowan, who's not really a top star, but for the most part, the 4 of them, right? They're all top stars. The Bar, elite tag team. Randy Orton, future Hall of Famer. Samoa Joe, as much as they've neglected him, he's a champion and he's getting his hot streak back, right? He's a killer.
Yeah.
So Kofi beats all of them for nothing, seemingly. He just beat him for nothing because Daniel comes out and just wins and screws over Kofi. And now we've got 2 weeks until Mania, and I don't know. I just wish that they would stop with the dumb, screwy finishes. I'm a little exhausted with it. You know, how many screwy finishes are we gonna get?
No, I totally agree.
Like, for instance, what has been the main storyline of the company for the last 5 months?
Ronda Rousey.
Yes, the Ronda and Becky and Charlotte storyline. So, what is the crux of the story? Becky was screwed for like 3 months straight. She was suspended. She was unsuspended, but then suspended again. She was forced to like not compete. She was screwed over time and time again. She was forced to re-earn her way back to Mania, even though she won the Rumble. So 3 straight months in the main storyline of nonstop screw jobs, right? So now we get to the Kofi situation, and the Kofi storyline is already hype. Everybody's already behind Kofi as the underdog. He just beat 5 guys, and now we're going to do another screw job finish after Kofi got screwed again like twice before. Why? It's a little lazy if you ask me. Let's just screw him over. That'll get people behind him. It's like people are already behind him. You know? I'm just tired of the screw job finishes, and Quite frankly, in Vince McMahon's words, quite frankly, I don't know about this feud anymore, man. I don't know about this story because of the racial implications they're adding to it. And...
Yep.
Don, did you see that? The how they're adding in a completely new racial element to the story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw.
If anybody's unaware,
if it's news to anybody.
Yeah, if it's news to anybody, Big E took to Twitter in a video and pretty much said, "Now we know what we have to do. Now we know what the deal is. People like us can only get so far." And of course, he's implicating that people of color can only get to a certain height in WWE, and which is, I mean, I don't know what I think about this because on one hand, like I think as a rule of thumb, you should leave race and issues like that like out of wrestling.
Yeah,
because it's just you can't, especially in today's day and age, you can't really do it in good taste.
Nope.
It's like it's especially this creative team. You know what I mean? Like if you did this even back in the day, for that matter, you couldn't. They did a lot of freaking risque stuff back in the day, and it didn't really work because the Attitude Era, as much as people want to say the Attitude Era was amazing and stuff, there was a lot of shit in the Attitude Era,
Oh, yeah.
And, like, nobody could honestly do this in good taste, in my opinion. But, of course, people are eating it up, and I am actually a fair man, though, so if they could do it in good taste, I actually think it can be an intriguing element to the story. I still wish it wasn't part of it, though, because it's just not necessary in this story, The story's already good enough. He's already an underdog being screwed over, so I think the fact that he's black has nothing to do with it, to be honest. Except for the long-standing speculation that Vince is a racist. That's it,
Yep.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean,
they might as well like bring in the story element into Batista versus Triple H. Like, how big is Batista's dick?
The Punk has to be in that match then.
Yeah. Eric, I assume you told me about what your thoughts were about it because you didn't like it at all.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm just like it's very alienating to me because, and I hate to say that word because it's like, but the thing that I feel about it is like everybody, and I use this as an example, everybody can relate to feeling unappreciated at your job. There are only a small amount of people in the population who can really relate to discrimination.
Yeah.
So I think when you're going for something as big as the WWE Championship match, you don't necessarily need to have this story, like you can relate to people in other. That's why Stone Cold was so popular, because people wanted to be that badass who can talk back to their boss and give their boss shit,
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's kind of a good way that they could have went with Kofi, not giving the boss shit, but like him finally getting, showing that he could do it. But now it's turning into, we're getting into this, civil issues and stuff like that. I don't.
Yeah, and another point you made about it when you were just talking to me about it, like off show, was like they're gonna actually tell everybody that the person who runs the company is a racist.
Yeah,
like
a publicly traded company.
Speculation within the community is one thing, but to outright say to everybody that the guy who runs the company is a racist, like, I mean,
because it's not like Vince McMahon isn't, like, Vince McMahon is still at the top. It's not like, oh, he's just a character on TV now. No, he's still in the day-to-day operations of WWE.
He's the chairman.
Exactly. So, like, you know, I don't know. It's very tricky, and I don't think, and I said this also. I don't think WWE has the ability to do this storyline tastefully.
Nope.
They're not. They're not. They're not.
Sensitive enough to do it.
Yeah, they're not. They're not good enough because what is up with? Obviously, this is a work. I highly doubt Big E actually took to Twitter and was like, you know, okay, I see what's going on now. We're being screwed because, you know, people like us can only get so far, and like, obviously, this is a work, you know, and you know what? To their credit, Xavier and Kofi and Big E are doing this very, very well. If you look at like their social media and interviews and stuff, they're talking all kinds of stuff like, yeah, I'm looking in to see what I can do if this isn't going to work out. And Xavier Woods was like, yeah, I'm going to start my own gaming studio. I really love gaming and I can do that. And they're doing it. They're doing a very good job of, you know, doing this all. And it's just the fact of I don't think it's necessary. And it's like you said, they're not clever enough to do this in a good way because they look at the Becky and Ronda and Charlotte storyline, you know, like that right there is a classic example of overbooked nonsense of like something you didn't need to touch that much to get people excited. And you know, like they're not good enough. That's a fact of the matter. They're not good enough. Like, just what about kids who like don't understand racism?
Exactly. And then, like, you know, you're going to bring this in and then they're going to have questions and it's going to be like, oh, well, like, do you, like, the parents are going to have to explain that to their kids.
Yeah. And like, not to mention, you know, this is very polarizing because if the landscape of like social media and American like social issues and discourse is like the worst it's ever been. You know? So like how are they gonna get away with this unless it's like if it's subtle and it's just like a thing they mention in passing as like you know, if it's something they mention it's just kind of a subtle sub point or whatever, then sure, that's fine. But if they make it like an actual point and stuff like Big E did on Twitter, I just don't know. Why would Big E mention that? Like, if this is a work and Big E mentioned that and shit, like, that's got to be a major plot point because why else would he mention it? You know? So, I don't know. It's not in good taste.
No.
So, and not to mention the fact that, you know, Vince calls the shots and everything. You know Kofi's still going to be in the match. What good does it do telling everybody that Vince is racist if he's obviously going to end up putting Kofi in the match, right? So,
yeah, I mean, you know, it's dumb to me.
Yeah, it's puzzling. If they can do it tastefully and in a good way, then I'm a fair man. I'm open for it. My knee-jerk reaction was like, this is dumb as shit. But like, I still don't think it's a good idea either way. But if they can prove me wrong. They don't do that. They don't prove me wrong very often, but they can still do it, I guess.
But damn, you're gonna give them the shot too.
Damn.
Yep.
She farted on my dick. No.
Yeah. So that was SmackDown. I'm actually very interested to see what happens next after all this because all of Twitter is loving this. I see only a handful of people saying what we're saying. And you know what? I understand those people that are very into it because, you know, it is kind of, like guys, I've said before, you know, it's kind of like, it's been speculated for a while. Is Vince, you know, a racist? Because there has been a lack of freaking, you know, black world champions, I should say. Black world champions, right? The last black world champion was Mark Henry, right? I think so. That was in like what 2000. 11.
Wow, it's been that long.
Doesn't
Damn.
11, I think. Well, technically, the last Black World Champion was Big E in NXT, but do we count that?
I don't remember.
Because Vince doesn't have anything to do with NXT, so
Yeah.
I guess technically, well, was he? I think Big E was the last Black champion in NXT. I think he was the only one, actually. Wow. Man, that's been so long ago that when Big E had the 5 gimmick. You remember that? 5, kind of like 10.
Mm-hmm. Give me 5.
Give me 5. Yeah. And now he should have had a tag team with Ty Dillinger and been called 15. That'd be fun. So yeah, that's SmackDown. You guys got any thoughts?
SmackDown definitely wins this week.
Yeah, it won this week.
I think overall it won this week, but I still can't. That show had put a bad taste in my mouth. With
it did,
yeah.
And the thing is like, I was just like, I got invested. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, yes, you know, I felt like that kid again, you know.
It's very interesting how Vince McMahon has this effect on us, you know? Like, I want Vince McMahon as far away from everything as possible, but at the same time, he is capable of some intriguing stuff, but, you know, it's Vince McMahon in 2019.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are the McMahons running the show still? Like, behind the scenes, off camera and everything, sure, because they run the company. That's one thing, but, like, on camera and shit, you know? Like, NXT's general manager is William Regal, and he never shows up. He only shows up when he absolutely needs to. He makes his announcements through Twitter.
Yeah.
For, like, matches and shit. Why can't they just do that on Raw? Or SmackDown, you know?
Wouldn't it be awesome if, they actually had, like, a manager, like, who you didn't see making calls every single week? Like, you know, you can do it through like Michael Cole or like not like the anonymous general manager, but like Michael Cole goes like, oh, here's the programming schedule that we have here for you tonight. You know, for Raw from the general manager, we have a great match here. It's a Revival versus the Authors of Pain. Just say they were back, you know, Revival versus Authors of Pain, and this, and this is scheduled to happen. And then, you know, you have, you know, you let it breathe. You don't like have like the general manager like responding to everything. You know?
They don't even have a general manager though anymore. Ever since this change BS, where they said that we're the authority now, well, that's obviously not the truth.
Nope.
Because since they did that, we had, oh my gosh, dude, I just now realized how convoluted that is. Remember when they said we're the authority now, months ago?
Yeah. Yep.
They said they're actually going to start listening. And they admitted that they don't listen to the fans. And they were actually going to start listening. So since then, everybody wanted Becky versus Ronda in a singles match. Instead, they blatantly and egregiously ignore everyone and just shoehorn Charlotte into the match because they got to have Charlotte in the match. Right? She's going to be every single first for the women, you know? Like, just, you know, like... So they screwed us out of that everybody wanted to see. Nobody wanted, well, I can't say nobody. I don't know if you guys wanted Charlotte in the match, but...
I mean, I'm sure she's going to put on, like, she's going to make it a good match. Yeah. But, I mean, like, storytelling-wise, it should have been just Ronda versus...
Becky.
Ronda.
Yeah. So then after that, you know, seemingly, Vince McMahon screwing the fans out of what they want by, you know, being a racist to Kofi. Mm-hmm. What the hell are we watching, man? What the hell?
We are gluttons for punishment.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. You keep saying to me every week, Eric, that I'm like a battered wife.
Yeah.
Oof.
Watching Raw. I mean, obviously that's an extreme analogy.
Yeah, it's just as a disclaimer, I don't actually think that. It's a very extreme exaggeration.
Yeah. That's kind of like that tweet I made a couple weeks ago where I said watching Raw is like having that abusive boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I used the words abusive just to like not make it seem like I'm comparing the two, you know? in this age
Well,
of.
I mean, I was surprised that Don didn't get more shit for what he tweeted out.
See, I can't believe that he got that many replies. Because do you even have that many followers?
No, they're all just people who saw my tweet
response to to the evolution thing.
Yeah.
What even was your tweet? I can't even.
Somebody tweeted out that someone tweeted out, oh, should there be a second Evolution pay-per-view?
It was
and
like
Don said, am I the only one who didn't like Evolution?
Oh, you're a pussy. You deleted the tweet.
I did?
Yeah, it's not here.
I deleted it?
Yeah, it's not here, man.
I don't remember deleting it.
No, you got to check into tweets and replies, too.
Oh, I see. I thought it was like a quote tweet or something. Okay.
No, it was a reply.
Okay, I see.
I'm going to say, I know I didn't delete it.
Oh, yeah. Am I the only one that thought Evolution was bad? 10 likes and 12 replies.
You got ratioed.
What do you mean, yes, you are? What the hell? It's just a dude's opinion. This dude said, yes, you are. It's like, come on.
And I put rip your mentions.
Somebody said, you're not allowed to say that, bro. I feel like you didn't watch it. It's like, I mean, you know, overall, I remember liking the show, but there was some bad stuff on that show.
Honestly, the only, I mean, and I'm going to say this, it might sound like there's some feel-good moments, but for the most part, the only good match that I can remember was Charlotte versus Becky. I mean, I guess Ronda is an attraction in herself, but you know.
What the hell was the card for that? I'm gonna look that up. What was the card for that?
There was a lot. Well, remember there was supposed to be. Oh no, remember it's Trish and Lita versus Alicia Fox and
Mickey James.
Mickey James.
It's supposed to be Alexa, but then she got injured.
And Piggy James.
You had that battle royal that I don't remember. I think Nia Jax one.
Did you just say Piggy James?
Yes, I did.
All right. So, oh my gosh, I just went to this website and there's like audio on it. Holy shit. Mute. Thank you.
I just remember during Evolution, me and our friends were sitting at our friend's house, and none of us were invested into the show at all.
Let's see. I'm gonna just go through the card because I remember there wasn't all the stuff that was on there. There wasn't all of it was not good. Let's just say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the good stuff maybe outweighed the bad just because of like I guess the vibe of the show. I don't know. Trish and Lita versus Mickey James and Alicia Fox. You know that was an okay match. I didn't have anything against that match.
Yeah.
I remember at one point I think didn't Lita like almost kill herself with the moonsault? Oh no, that was at the Rumble. Remember she was at the Rumble last year and she almost killed herself with that moonsault?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was at the Rumble. I didn't have anything against that match. I don't remember anything major from it, but again, it didn't help that Alexa was out of the match. So, Nia won the Battle Royal. You know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's a Battle Royal. What can you do?
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I thought this was a good match. Toni Storm and Io Shirai in the Mae Young Classic Finals.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good match. Yeah. I know you weren't invested. I know neither of you were invested because you didn't watch the Mae Young Classic, but
I mean, I thought the match was good.
Yeah, I actually made it to watch it. The Mae Young Classic. It was fun. There was some pretty good women's wrestling, and you know they're gonna get called up and be put in a dumb women's gimmick or whatever. So yeah, I thought that was okay. That was a good match. Oh yeah, the match that we've seen a billion times: Natalya, Bayley, and Sasha versus the Riot Squad.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that because Eric was so mad that Riot Squad lost.
Yeah, because it's dumb.
I remember that. You actually thought that Riot Squad were going to win. And I was like, you actually thought that? I was like, damn. Natalya, Bayley, and Sasha are never going to lose that match. Especially not at a show like this, you know? But can you imagine how funny it would have been if they did lose? You know,
Mm.
because the uproar on Twitter would have been huge.
From all the Sasha stands.
Yeah. The NXT Women's title, Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. I thought that
You got triggered at that match.
I actually really liked that match until the finish. The finish was I didn't like the finish at all, but the match itself was actually really good.
So, you thought I was salty.
Yeah, but that finish was just bad in my opinion. I wasn't expecting Riot Squad to win, so I wasn't really disappointed when they lost. But yeah, I thought that match was great, but except for the finish. But and then the Becky and Charlotte match, obviously an awesome match. It was definitely like women's match of the year, in my opinion.
I was not into that match.
You weren't into that match?
No.
That's because he's just a flaming misogynist.
He's a sexist. And then after that was the Ronda versus Nikki Bella for the title, which closed the show, which put a bad taste in my mouth because that show should not have been closed by that match.
No.
In my opinion. And it was nothing. It has nothing to do with the fact that it was Ronda. It had more to do with the fact that it was Nikki closing the show.
Mm-hmm.
I really did not. I would really detest the Bella Twins closing that show. I don't think you understand. I really detest it. I don't hate the Bella Twins. I don't hate
the Bella Twins. I just think that they should die.
I just don't know what the big deal is. What's the deal? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So that show had more good stuff on it than I remember, but it wasn't all great like people thought. People were like, "This is the best show of the year," and I was like, "Well, it's I thought it was an enjoyable, good show. It wasn't like great or fantastic or anything, but
I saw people saying, "Oh, we should just never have men on pay-per-views ever anymore," and I'm like, oh, "Come on."
You trust WWE to book the women as good as the men, and even then, they don't book the men very good.
Nope.
So, do you guys think they're going to do another Evolution?
They probably will.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, because people were saying that at first, like, the Evolution was an apology tour for...
for the Saudi events.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read somewhere, though, that they're not... I read somewhere that they weren't planning on doing another all-women's show, but, I mean, they have to be, right? It'd be kind of dumb not to at this point. Especially with the rise of how huge Becky is and...
Mm-hmm.
Well, that and also with the great feedback they got from it. I mean, people ate that shit up.
It was easy PR.
Yeah.
Easy, except for the fact when they went to Saudi and completely canceled it out.
Yeah,
I liked how they did, what was it, Crown Jewel 5 days after Evolution?
Yeah, 5 days. Literally 5. Just 5.
Yeah.
And I remember leading up to the show being annoyed because they barely promoted it.
Yeah.
That was one of my big problems with it because they promoted the Saudi show way more than the women's show when they should have been doing the reverse.
I was at the second to last Raw before Evolution, and they did maybe one segment that actually advertised the show.
Yeah. That was pretty dumb. I remember that. That was so lame. Why would you... Like, that Evolution show actually does more for the storylines of the shows, though, than Crown Jewel. Because Crown Jewel is just a glorified house show.
Yep.
Well, did you guys ever... I don't know how much you heard about Crown Jewel. Did you guys know that the Saudi prince wanted Yokozuna to be there?
Didn't he also want Ultimate Warrior?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he wanted like a couple people that were dead.
Yeah, he wanted the big stars.
I'm surprised they didn't like hire some big fat dude to play Yokozuna.
I mean, they kind of did.
They got that one sumo wrestler who I can't remember.
Okay,
that's right.
Sumo wrestler to be Yokozuna, but I don't remember if they named him that or not.
That wasn't the Rumble, the greatest.
That
Rumble.
was. I think it was the greatest Rumble. I forget now.
Yeah.
That was Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I remember they had since it was 50, and I know I was the only person who watched that.
I watched until like 25 entrants in, and then I said, I'm bored.
I sat through the entire Rumble match, dude. And I think, wasn't that like the longest match in history now? Wasn't that like a record for the longest match ever?
I mean, it has to be if it was 50 men.
In WWE, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Because Rumble matches in general are like
An hour
long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was 50, man. I just remembering going through those, just thinking about it. Man, that was a long ass match.
Yeah.
So I remember they had a lot of filler entrants because how can you not? I remember there was a lot of NXT guys that like actually haven't appeared on NXT yet.
Yep.
Like on TV at least. And like the commentary was hyping them up as like they're stars in NXT, but like they didn't even appear in NXT at all. Like at all. Like Dan Matha was in it, and that dude's freaking tall. Have you seen him?
I might have seen him at a house show or something.
Dan Matha is fucking huge. He's like a tall dude. And Babatunde is a beast. Babatunde is huge. Holy crap. I forgot how big he was, and he showed up, and he, man, that was a long-ass match. I thought it would have been funny if, like, I thought Big Cass was going to win it.
Oh, my God.
Remember? Because that's the match that Daniel Bryan was in.
Yeah.
He was the longest Rumble entrant in history because of that match. He started at, like, number 2.
He was number 1.
Yeah. Well, even if you start at 2, it means you start at number
1. Doesn't matter.
It's exactly the same. But he was there literally in the final 3. They should have had Daniel Bryan win that. You know? Like, what the hell? I can't believe Daniel Bryan did that show but didn't do Crown Jewel.
Well, I think things might have changed. Well, that was before the journalist thing.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that was before Khashoggi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I am wondering what they do because of that show in May. You know, what? I still think that Brock is going to retain at Mania.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that too.
Yeah. As much as I don't want to think of it.
I mean, you know, they haven't given me any reason to believe in Seth. So, like,
don't do it on the Go Home Raw.
Yeah, how can a Brock Lesnar match be like the least promoted match? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, man. And then again, it's not very hard since he never shows up. But you know, what are you gonna do, man? He showed up on Raw, and he, you know, he was just there. He just kind of jumped around and put his title up.
Yep.
We need to have a compilation.
That's what he always does.
Yeah, we need to have a compilation of him jumping around. Just bobbing up and down with his big boobs jumping up and down.
All right, gentlemen. I think I'm gonna be signing off. I don't know if you guys are gonna continue to you know do the show.
We should probably cut it.
Yeah, we should probably cut it. It's been about 2 hours. Much shorter than the last show.
Yeah, that's damn right.
Yeah.
Maybe Dawn is the glue that holds the show together.
You're right.
See, you need me.
Yeah. We're gonna become a stable now. Fortune teller stable.
I guess you could say we're a 3-man band.
Oof.
And your gender.
I'll take it.
Who's gonna be Heath and who's gonna be Drew?
Who did the most talking out of the 3?
I should probably be Heath then, right?
I guess you're Heath.
Because Heath did the most talking, I would assume.
All right. I'll just pick up a Scottish accent by next time.
Adam Cole, baby.
So yeah, hopefully by next show, I'll buy those tarot cards that Dawn mentioned.
and we'll get some readings up in this bitch.
Dude, those things cost like $16.
What the hell?
Why do they cost so much?
Because
they mean
gain infinite cosmic power.
Yeah, and then we can clickbait again in our title when we do the reading, and we can get a lot of viewers.
And we'll put one of you in a Dr. Facilier outfit.
Oh, you know who we should invite? Speaking of doctors, do you guys remember when Stevie Richards was a doctor in TNA?
I remember Steven Richards. I don't remember the TNA part.
Dude, Stevie Richards, when he was with Daphne, when he was a Daphne, man, and he feuded with Abyss. He was like Dr. Stevie Richards. How the hell? TNA, guys. Classic TNA. So, yeah, that's that. I guess we'll end it now. And it was a good show. Thank you all,
right, gentlemen.
And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Yep, see you guys.